Hello everyone, we are just ready to get into our final game of the night. I didn't think I'd be saying that earlier on with the amount of issues that we have had today with the client and with everything crashing. But we're ready to get into this grand final of the Summoners Cup between Trust and Bananas in Tuxedos. And I am so looking forward to this match. What about you, Grey Goose?
Definitely, we've cast both of these games, both of these teams now. Started off yesterday with Bananas and Tuxedos, and today we've already covered Trust now twice, I believe, or at least once. So really looking forward to seeing how they can play. And there's a Nidalee ban out of Bananas and Tuxedos against Trust. Trust being very, very strong on that one. Their Nidalee being terrifying in the semifinals earlier. So that's not going to be here. Kasten, Gragas, Jax, Singed, and Jinx, all of these bans coming out very, very fast. They know exactly what they want to do, but clearly several respect bans there. Nidalee, Singed, and Jinx, all three champions that were played in the semifinals by Team Trust. So yeah. Bananas and Tuxedos here, really, really scared of those, and they want to make sure those are not in the game. Is Orianna maybe the first pickup here?
Orianna would be a great pickup first, but the problem is, yes, they have banned out Gragas, who is seen as one of the main counters to Orianna, but there's still a lot of counterplay that can be done in that mid lane, even with jungler picks. Like, you can counter out a mid laner by the jungler that you decide to pick. Someone like Elise, really good at locking Orianna down, because she doesn't have that natural escape. She's got a bit of extra speed from command dissonance, but you're not really going to be able to escape away from a cocoon that quickly, even if you're using your little bit of movement speed boost. That Orianna has been locked in. I've seen this Trust team play a couple of times before. I realised our overlay is actually just a little bit wrong at the moment. I've seen a Trust team play a couple of times before, and they are not limited to the lineup that we saw them in the last game. They have a very large roster of players, so I'm not expecting them to be banned out that well by Nidalee, Singed, Jinx.
I would love to see a Twitch Soraka combo in the bot lane up against a Thresh Vayne. That could be really interesting. The Blitzcrank, also possibly very powerful, could be Hook City bot lane. Vayne, of course, this time led through. We saw a couple of bans against Vayne earlier today. Very strong AD carry, able to do a lot of damage in the early, mid, and then especially in the late game, that's when she truly shines. Thresh, of course, one of the strongest supports in the game right now with his death sentences and the box on top of all that. He's just so versatile. Then has the lantern in order to get junglers in there or his AD carry out of trouble. But now it is Leona and Twitch locked in, so it's going to be a kill lane against a kill lane. The edge I would give to Leona Twitch if they manage to get their engage down right, but if they don't, it can be terrifying towards the mid game. If Thresh and Vayne get ahead in that lane, they can demolish them as well. Lee Sin and Ahri very quickly locked in here for Bananas and Tuxedos. They seem to know their team composition very well. Bans came out quick. The picks, they take about 10 seconds for their picks right now. Whereas Trust is thinking a little longer. They took quite a while to decide on their bot lane combo, and then went for the Sejuani Renekton. They've also played Sejuani earlier. I do believe in the, let me get this down, in the jungle in the quarterfinals, and did very well there as well. Was also banned out in the semis against them. Now with Renekton, which they also had then, being such a strong top laner, we for the first time may see a counter pick here with Shyvana that could deal with the Renekton. Up until now, Renekton has usually been at the point where he dominated his lane and just decided a lot of the outcome with that. But Shyvana's basically done the same thing up until now, and if she can get rolling, can counter out that Renekton a little bit, that could really be a big advantage for Bananas and Tuxedos.
I'm really interested by these two team comps. You talked a little bit about how Guitar Scare was banned off that Sejuani in the semi-finals, as was Apulsin on the Renekton, and now they've got those champions. They are going to be so comfortable. And Sejuani is very similar to Hecarim in sort of her playstyle. She's got the Flail of the Northern Winds, which is that sort of AoE, slow and damage. Got that ultimate, the Glacial Prison, coming out as well. That's very similar to the way that you want to play Hecarim. You want to be in their faces, doing a lot of damage, really up and in the enemy team. And it's the same with Renekton. Singed, a little bit more tanky and a little bit more like, I'm going to run around and do damage. Whereas Renekton, you actually need to remember to use his skills. Get that Cold and Meek off, get the Ruthless Predator off as well. Such a great AoE team coming out here from Trust. they have a huge amount of damage if they can play it off properly and get their stuns and their snares and their command shockwaves as well off in combination. It's going to be incredible. However, Bananas in Tuxedos have a great team for getting away from that AoE damage. Ari using Spirit Rush, Vayne using Tumble, Lee Sin using his Safeguard or even his Sonic Wave Resonating Strike combination as well. Shyvana can use the Dragon's Descent as well. Thresh, perhaps the least able to get away, but he's still got Death Sentence onto a minion. He's still got his Lantern to help out one of his teammates. He's still got the box as well to stop the rest of his team being able to jump onto that. So it's really, really great teams coming out here, and I'm very excited to see how this one goes down in the end of the day.
I definitely agree, and one thing that I'm really interested to see is whether Trust can execute their perfect teamfight combination of basically the Sejuani and the Leona CC locking everyone up, while Twitch just stands there with a spray and pray, shooting through as many members of Bananas and Tuxedos as possible, Renekton with a Sunfire cape, and Dominant standing on all 5 of them, and then the Shockwave keeping the entire 5 members there again. If they can execute even this on even just 3 members out of Bananas and Tuxedos, that alone could decide a team fight. And this is going to be so crucial, but as you mentioned, they have a lot of utility on Bananas and Tuxedos, have quite a few skills in order to get themselves out of those kind of engagements. They have a lot of things that can dodge the skill shots, can dodge the Zenith Blade out of Leona, possibly even the Shockwave out of Orianna. It's going to be crucial for them to not get caught in too many of these CC abilities. What I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm excited too. This is a great final team fight.
It's the finals of the Summoners Cup. These teams are playing for 3,200 RP each, and the Triumphant Rise skin that can only be got through winning a Rise-sponsored tournament. That means you can't even get it through mystery gifting. This has been asked, you cannot get the Triumphant Rise skin through mystery gifting. If you have it, it means you've won a tournament that has been partnered or sponsored by Riot Games. And I mean, that's just an achievement that you really want to brag about to your friends. The second place winners will actually get 2,400 RP. Third place, as we saw in the last game, 1,600 RP going down onto them. And fourth place gets 800 RP, so still huge amounts of RP that we're talking about here. I would love to get 3,200 RP. I do not get actually any RP for casting this, so if you guys want to, chuck me some donations, that would be great. So this is a Riot endorsed competition, and I am so looking forward to this final. This is a Summoners Cup final between Trust and Bananas in Tuxedos.
As am I, and we are about to finally get to the loading screen. Still have 25 seconds remaining on that delay timer, and during this time, Leona has Exhaust, whereas Thresh has an Ignite. You guys can see it due to the overlay, but it's going to be something that will become crucial in these early game bottom lane fights, because the Exhaust, I approve of it, especially for the late game. It's going to be super useful on that Vayne. But for the early game lane presence, the Ignite may actually give the edge over to Thresh and Vayne. Because that does extra damage, even if Twitch manages to stealth out of it, it's still going to do damage to him. At least the reveal that is going to be on Ignite in Season 4 is not quite there yet, so that's going to be changed soon for the preseason, I do believe. And one thing we haven't mentioned yet is actually the Lee Sin pickup against the Twitch. Now Lee Sin, of course, with a Sonic Wave, will reveal the hit target. So if he manages to get that onto Twitch at the right time, the stealth is completely negated, and that could be crucial. I'll be looking for if he can land a couple of blind Qs out of nowhere, something like that. Hit a Twitch that almost got away with a Q. That'd be great. Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. So exciting.
Out of nowhere.
Everything is out of nowhere in this match.
Just
We are into the loading screen. So, do you think there's going to be any level 1 action coming out here, Grey Goose? We do see 2 heavy CC teams. We talked a little bit about that already. Do you think it's going to happen at level 1?
I'd expect them to. Then again, it is the finals, so maybe they just be careful. But both of these teams definitely have the potential of going for a level 1. Now, Trust is very, very tanky. Then again, Bananas and Tuxedos, in my opinion, theoretically have the upper hand. Death Sentence, they have the charm, and then a lot of early damage. Vayne managed to land the serve or a condemn into a wall. That's huge for them. And if they can basically fight the right way, the way they want to, they would have the edge here if they manage to catch out a single target. Maybe if there are all 5 members of Bananas and Tuxedos of Trust here, they'd actually be able to turn that around. But I'm not quite sure whether that's really what they want to do. So we're just waiting on the AD carry from Trust to connect to this game. As soon as she is here, we will be getting into the final game, and then we can actually see what they do at level 1. Don't have to rely on my speculations that I have no idea if they're correct or not.
I love it when you speculate something and then immediately the team does exactly the opposite thing, and you have to try and work out a way that you were right. That is the most difficult part of this game. We are into game. There's an immediate pause, as expected, just because of this Cindy Zeal being disconnected at the moment. You can't play early game without your AD carry. Does not work at all. So hopefully we'll see him getting back into game really, really soon.
Indeed, and it's going to be crucial for that AD carry not only to be here, but to do well in lane as well, because if that Vayne gets fed, that is not something that can happen in that bot lane. A fed Thresh Vayne lane is one of the most terrifying things you can meet in a game. And Leona, if she gets too far behind, could actually just be in huge amounts of trouble, because if she's too squishy, someone like Vayne that does a lot of percentage health damage anyway, then is easily able to chunk out that semi-tanky Leona if she doesn't have quite enough items.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see, because what you want to do as Leona, especially with Cindy Zeal playing that Twitch, is to get in really early and get that damage down. However, Tuxedos has Flay, and Flay sort of counteracts Zenith Blade. If you Flay early enough, sort of as the Zenith Blade is cast as opposed to after it is hit, you actually knock them back and they're not in range to stun you up with that Shield of Daybreak. So if you Flay at the right time, means that the Smoke Bomb is not going to be able to get in there on Tuxedos or on Aixie, be able to get that early damage down, and Cindy Zeal will just have to leave her to die pretty much. And although Smoke Bomb is going to be tanky on Leona, you really, really aren't going to be tanky enough to go through a Condemn and a Death Sentence and a Flay. Like, you're just not going to be able to survive that. So that bot lane is probably going to be one of the deciding factors, the major deciding factors of this fight. I also think mid lane is going to be really big, because Wolfish EU on this Ahri is so strong at the moment with the Orb of Deception. If you land that charm, you're going to do at least a quarter of someone's health every time you land it, unless you've got no skills up. Orianna, however, does have that Command Protect and should be able to counteract a lot of the damage coming out from Ahri, unless she doesn't time it right. If she leaves it a bit too long, she's going to get charmed up and not going to be able to use any of her spells until she's out of that charm. So really, really, really vital mid lane. If they don't play it properly, this could really quickly snowball in one team's favour.
Indeed, and I think a lot of how that mid lane will go will come down to the jungler's pressure. Of course, Sejuani theoretically with a superior CC, however Lee Sin with a lot more early game damage. Now, Orianna does have her command dissonance, I do believe it is, to speed herself up and try to get out of trouble, and that can actually be the tiny amount of extra movement speed needed to dodge the Sonic Wave. Usually, it throws people off if suddenly a champion speeds up or slows down, and it'll cause you to miss your skill shots. So if she can use that at the right time, that could completely throw the Fabi guy on Lee Sin off and make him miss his skill shots, or maybe make Ahri miss the charm. And in return, Orianna has a lot of poke potential of her own, and if she keeps standing behind the minions so that the charm can't hit her, Ahri's damage output has actually been nerfed heavily in the last patch if she does not hit her charm first. If she does, she'll get, I do believe it is 20% extra damage on her following spells. But if she doesn't, that just takes away a lot of her damage potential, and that's going to be a huge part of this mid lane. Sichi DK dodge those charms, or can he not?
One of the major things that people don't realise about Ahri is the amount of time that charm extra magic damage actually stays on for. At level 5, you get 6 seconds of 20% extra damage, and that is a huge amount of time. That's 2 rotations of your spells. You can get out 2 Orb of Deceptions, you can get out 2 Foxfires, you can not get out 2 Charms, because that would be a bit odd, but you can get out a couple of Spirit Rushes at least as well there. That is a massive amount of damage that you're going to be able to put down on one target, and it's one of the reasons quite a few players have actually been maxing either Orb of Deception and Foxfire, and then going for Charm second, as opposed to getting their other damaging spell, because that extra amount of magic damage you can get out in the time is worth the little damage reduction you get from not having level 5 in the other spell. The other interesting thing about mid lane, talking a little bit as an ex-Orianna player, not a good one, but an ex one, there are 2 types of Orianna players. You'll have the one that decides to max command attack, which is where you move your ball, and the one that decides to max command dissonance, which is the AoE damage and speed up or slow down. Now, the difference between these 2 players is how confident they feel on Orianna. If you max command attack, you're going to get more damage, gets it on a shorter cooldown, so you're able to move your ball around a lot more as well, and it allows you to be able to position yourself in teamfights a lot better. However, Command Dissonance allows you that AoE clear and AoE damage. So if you don't quite predict your opponent's movements properly, you can use Command Dissonance to get that AoE damage off on them and just be able to catch them with the side of it, as opposed to like missing with command attack, then you can hit them with Command Dissonance. Most higher level Oriannas will max command attack, gets it on a lower cooldown, and allows you to be able to get that little bit of extra damage off and reposition yourself a little bit better. So I'm expecting to see that coming out from Sitchy DK. I'm assuming he's a good Orianna player, but it'll be interesting to see what he does decide to level up in this game.
Indeed, and it does look like Twitch has reconnected. We'll see. Yes, the game will resume in just a couple of seconds. And one more thing I wanted to mention is I'm super interested to see that top lane matchup, because whoever wins that will be one of the deciding factors in a team fight. Renekton and Shyvana will both be the front line, the tanky front line for their respective teams. Renekton along with Sejuani and Leona, so he's got a little bit easier of a job, whereas Shyvana is really only there with a semi-tanky Lee Sin and a semi-tanky Thresh. So on these top laners depends a lot of the tanking potential they have in the late game. So both of these teams are looking to move towards their respective blue buffs and then invade the enemy's red buff. Leona has put down a ward. Thresh is still there. He may get caught out here.
Yeah, actually just putting down that ward down just in time. Managed to get out of the spawn quickly enough. One thing that's going to interest you here, Grey Goose, and that I find slightly amusing, look at the items for both the teams. They are identical until you get down to the support. There is going to be an engage, however. Guitarskate is going to go into this bush. AC might get caught out. There's some damage coming out from the Fabi guy, and Guitarskate goes down so quickly. Death Sentinel's landing on Smoke Bomb. He's going to go down as well. He might try and flash across this wall. Command attacks coming out. Double kill for Vayne. Oh my goodness gracious me. That is the worst possible start for Trust. 2 kills on the AD carry. Almost 2 assists on everyone on that team as well, apart from Thresh, who came in a little bit late. Not quite the soul catcher that he wanted to be, only managing to pick up 1 of those as well.
But he did land the crucial death sentence there, causing Leona to die. And I don't know why Trust would go into that bush. They saw Thresh over at his own red buff, putting that ward down, and I guess they expected the rest of the Bananas and Tuxedos team to sit around there at the red buff as well, so they thought, okay, we can safely go to ours. And then all of a sudden, there's the entire Bananas and Tuxedos team sitting in that bush, aside from Thresh, who came in late and then still landed the perfect death sentence onto Leona. This gives a huge advantage to the bottom lane. There's an extra ward along with that longsword on Vayne and potions. This bot lane has a huge lead. And one thing that's actually interesting to note, you did say the items were identical except for the supports. That's because Thresh did not pick up the Rejuvenation beat. He's all vision and potions.
Oh, Smoke Bomb's going to get called out. Death Sentence's landing on him as well here. The Ignite's gone down. He's put that Exhaust down onto Axie. That's going to slow him down a little bit. I might not think Axie's going to catch up with this one. Doesn't decide to go in too deep. Does still have flash up, so he could have gone in, decided against it. But look at that. Smoke Bomb down to already a quarter of his health bar in this bottom lane. That is not going to be any fun for him at all. Stitchy DK getting taken really low in mid lane. Wolfish EU is already level 2. One more over deception will be enough. He doesn't manage to get it off, tanking that tower for a little bit too long. There's a fight in top lane at the same time. A Poulsen getting taken down. Everyone here on the Bananas and Tuxedos team hit level 2 just that little bit quicker than their opponents because of those 2 assists, because of those 2 kills, and it meant that they were able to go a lot harder in their lane.
Exactly, that's one thing we didn't mention yet. this extra experience that you gain makes you hit level 2 first in lane, and it's so crucial as Ari's in trouble in the mid lane.
Guitarska coming into mid lane, but Wolfish EU has just walked away from this one. Still has that flash up. Ignite is down, however, so won't be going back in for those kills at all. Lee Sin has come around as well. EJ Panda getting taken down a little bit, but he's turning this back onto a Poulsen. Look at that, they're both down to about a third of their health. Fabi Guy here near Guitarska. They've seen him run up towards that bush. Fabi Guy's gonna have to back away. Guitarska knows that he's around. They are both level 3. That's kind of the only even matchup in this game at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. And I really like the fact that Vayne is just trying to harass. They didn't go for the kill. They didn't go over aggressive, which is something they cannot do. They have to keep calm, and that's something that worked out beautifully in both the mid and the bot lane. They did a lot of damage to the enemy, and then backed off and kept farming. And this has resulted in a 15 CS lead in the bot lane already. I mean, yes, Vayne has an item advantage, but now getting such a farm advantage as well as Death Sentence lands. Yeah,
Death Sentence landing on Smoke Bomb. He's going to get away from that one as quickly as possible. Nicely done, but look at the damage. Zenith Blade actually coming in. They've decided to engage on AC. AC getting taken really low. Those poison stacks are massive. He pops the barrier to get rid of that expunge damage. Down to about 210 health there, though. Needs to back away. Stitcher DK getting caught out. Foxfire barriers come out from him. He manages to stay alive with that. Lee Sin is jumping onto Guitarska. It's going so low. The Fabi Guy picking up a kill. Nice flash in there. Countering the flash out from Guitarska, managing to pick up another kill for him. He has 1-0-2 and double the CS of his opponent at the moment.
And that was just perfect knowledge of where Sejuani might want to go. He was there for the perfect time and counter gank. He may even have thought about going around all the way behind Renekton through the tower, but I think that would have been a little bit risky. He just got there, lucky that Sejuani was indeed in that bush, took her out for a very nice kill for himself. Beautifully done there. And now we see a huge advantage in every single lane, except maybe the top lane, I guess. It's only 5 CS, it's not too grave yet, but the jungle, as you said, more than twice the CS on Lee Sin. Orianna, about 7 CS behind, although she is currently alone in the lane and there's a wave at her tower, so she'll be able to catch up a bit. Shyvana going very low in the top lane, though.
Yeah, really low. Poulsen's gone down a little bit as well. Poulsen does have the ability to keep himself alive for that a little bit longer with the Cold and Meek, getting a bit of health regeneration out of that, so he's going to survive for a little bit longer than EJ Panda in this lane. Bit of extra sustain, so there's a lot of damage coming down in all the lanes. It's been a very hectic fight this far. 1,000... Oh, we have 1,900 gold, 800 at the moment. Poulsen going in top lane. Ignite's gone down onto EJ Panda. Poulsen picks up the kill. First blood for his team, managing to get them back into this game a little bit. And they're really going to rely on him to be able to snowball that into a massive advantage now.
As Lee Sin is actually snuck in behind in the bot lane.
There is a Tribush ward though, so they're going to have to back away from that one. Smoke Bomb and Cindy Zeal reacting as quickly as they could, knowing that Lee Sin was around, and I'm expecting Stitchy DK to do the same. He's going to try and get these minions down as quickly as possible. Wolfish EU is being very manly. Has just hit level 6. He's got the Spirit Rush. The charm misses though. Spirit Rush comes in. Here comes the Fabi Guy. Ignite's gone down onto Stitchy DK. There's one more Spirit Rush stack. Orb's Deception. Is Ignite going to be enough? And Guitarska has almost gone down as well. One more auto attack. Red buff. Flash auto attack. Wolfish EU is going to go down. He manages to get the counter kill though. Double kill for him and only 1 kill picked up for the other team. Beautifully done. That was amazing play.
And that was definitely still worth it for Ari and Lee Sin. They both got kill credit. So Lee Sin got the assists, Ari got the double kill. Trading that back for 1 kill onto Orianna, definitely a trade I would take any day. Just solidifies their advantage even more. And you can already see it. She just picked up her Fiendish Codex. That's going to make her a little bit scary in lane. Has that cooldown reduction. Is Thresh and Leona just having a face-off in that bottom bush. Just looking at each other, thinking about whether they should go in. But now, we're only 7 minutes into the game. We already see a 2,000 gold lead for Bananas and Tuxedos with those 3 kills and with the CS advantage. Of course, in top lane, at least Renekton was able to pick up that kill. He flashed in, picked it up for himself. Very nice there, but Shyvana still has her Ignite, her Flash, and now her ultimate. She has the Dragon's Descent up, and maybe she'll go in and try to pick up the counter kill sometime soon.
Yeah, I mean, are we picking up that double kill is so massive. Picked up the Phoenix Codex as well now, so really going to help her out in that lane. We see that against the Chalice of Harmony. Does give you that little bit of extra magic resist there on the Orianna. She is 9 CS behind and a kill and 2 assists behind as well though, so expect to see Ari snowballing that lane a little bit from now on. Trying to roam around as well. She has burned her ultimate and her Ignite, however, so if we see a good shockwave coming out from Orianna, there might be a trade in her favour in that middle lane.
Indeed we could. Now Renekton already picked up that giant spell. That's going to make him really, really beefy in the top lane. and Vayne still has not gone back. This bot lane still, both of them sticking around, and Twitch has about 2,000 gold, but Vayne, has about 1,500 gold in his back pocket, whereas Vayne has 1,900, so he's definitely got that nice 400 gold advantage, despite already having an item up on Twitch. And as soon as they go back, I'm expecting some really big items for these guys to come out, and once they did pick those up, they'll start fighting a lot more. And with the rest of the lanes being pressured as well, we might see a fairly early dragon out of one of these two teams, actually.
Yeah, I expect to see that, especially with Lee Sin picking up the Madrid's Razors, helps you get that dragon down that little bit quicker. There is an engage in mid lane, Spirit Rush coming out, Stitchy DK might get taken down, nice resonating strike, Spirit Rush going past, oh, the Dragon's Rage kick into safety! The Fabi guy not quite playing that as well as he would have liked. Kicking away Stitchy DK to safety, keeping that blue buff on him. He didn't even use his Sonic Wave there, didn't have flash up, so wouldn't have been able to escape if that Dragon's Edge kick had kicked him back towards the rest of the team, but not quite able to capitalize on that one as well as they would have liked.
And really, it's coming down to...
Oh, there's a death sentence coming in this bot lane. Smoke bomb getting engaged upon by the Fabi guy. Sejuani is in for the side. Glacial Prism hitting all three of them up. Spray and pray. Solar Flare coming in as well. Nice box coming out. Trixio is taken very low, but the exhaust has gone down on him. Lee Sin jumping back in. Cindy Zeal is going to face off against AZ. Oh, Guitar Scale almost going down. Cindy Zeal is still there. There's the Venom Cask and Expunge. Is it going to be enough resonating? So I just missed there. Trixio is still in that bush. There has no vision in the bush at the moment, so they're not going to be able to engage. And it turns out for a 0-for-0 trade off a huge amount of posturing and a huge amount of summoner spells used. Oh, Charm landing in mid lane. Orbital Deception coming out on Stitchy. He's going to use that Command Dissonance. Wolfish taking a lot of damage. The Shockwave coming out as well. He hasn't got Spirit Rush up. He's not going to be able to escape this one. Is the Ignite going to be enough? The Charm comes out. A Command Attack with the Dissonance not quite hitting. Not able to pick up that kill. Stitchy DK not quite capitalizing on that one quite as well as he would have wanted to. Has maxed up that Command Attack as we said. Going to try and get those off cooldown as quickly as possible, but not quite able to solidify that kill.
So as you mentioned in Champions Select, so much of this game is going to depend on this top lane, and really it's been so back and forth.
Oh, Fabi guy coming in, resonating strike, he gets the kill with the Dragon's Rage in that mid lane. Wow, well done by him. War jump into a Resonating Strike Dragon's Rage combination.
Completely unexpected from Orianna, and that just again gives over a little bit of an edge to Bananas and Tuxedos. It is now 2-6 in kills, a 2.4 thousand goal lead in favor of Bananas and Tuxedos. It's been growing slowly, but it has been growing. The question is, what can they do with this? Can they base something big off of this? They're going for the dragon right now. They know that, you know, Orianna went down, so they said, okay, we have an easy free advantage. Let's just take the dragon real quick. I had a pink ward there. They knew there was no vision. There was no way for Trust to contest that in any way, and it is going to be an easily picked up objective here for Bananas and Tuxedos, just solidifying their gold lead for themselves.
Death sentence so close to landing there in the bot lane from Trixio. We see that Bilgewater Cutlass has been picked up on HC on that Vayne. Going to be building that into the Blade of the Rune King. It's sort of the go-to item on Vaynes at the moment. Gives you attack speed, gives you lifesteal, gives you an escape as well if you manage to use that active in the right situation. So going to help her in those teamfights when Renekton is jumping on her and Leona is going onto her face as well. See Cindy Zeal trying to keep up in CS. About 13 behind, however, in this bottom lane. So not quite as close to the Vayne as you'd like. Twitch kind of an uber carry as well though, does scale very well into late game, especially with Spray and Pray. If you have a nice AoE team, you are able to get a lot of damage down with that ultimate. So interested to see how it goes down sort of as the game progresses.
Exactly, and they do indeed have an AoE team with the Orianna, with the Renekton, the Sejuani, and then that Leona Twitch bot lane. They have the potential for that late game Spray and Pray combo, as we said in Champion Select already, so we'll have to see if they can make that work for them. One thing that I found interesting is actually the choice of Twitch to go for the BF sword and Vayne going for the Bilgewater Cutlass. It just tells the story, but they're going to engage here.
This is engaging bot lane. Zenith Blade coming onto them. Nicely done by Smoke Bomb. Oh, the Solar Flare as well, but Smoke Bomb might get taken down. Flashes away, tumble in. Final hour has been popped. Nice Dragon's Rage hitting Cindy Zeal up as well. Smoke Bomb gets condemned into the wall. Sejuani's trying to come across. HC tagging up one tower shot there, but nowhere near enough to take him low. Nicely done there, getting the kill onto Smoke Bomb. He did sort of sacrifice his life a little bit there to make sure that they got the kill. Guitar Scare's coming in from the side, and the Fabi guy is still around, so not quite what you want, but it looks like the Nexon's trying to come across as well, and Poulsen going in for the Ari. Ari is running away from him as quickly as she can. There is a ward there, so able to spot that one out. Not going to be anything happening after that kill on Smoke Bomb.
Yeah, that was the second Lantern gank that they've pulled off in the bot lane, with Thresh throwing the Lantern over the wall, and then allowing Lee Sin to just get a head start with that and still have all of his movement speed, all of his utility up in order to try and get the kill. Now they kind of messed it up. The Death Sentence missed, and the Sonic Wave out of Lee Sin missed as well. But because Leona using her Zenith Blade to go onto Thresh, trying to negate the aggression there, she got herself into a bad position, ended up getting killed, and that was pretty lucky for Bananas and Tuxedos getting a kill despite missing all their skill shots, all their CC, but then a very nice flash kick out of Lee Sin fixed it all, and they were able to pick up that kill for themselves.
Oh, Wolfishy trying to engage here on the mid lane, gets knocked up. Spirit Rush, Shockwave missing there. She Spirit Rush and flashes away, but did have to burn her flash after engaging as well. Glacial Prism missing as well there from Sejuani, so a couple of ultimates used, but flash burn there on Army.
That Orianna ultimate.
Oh, AC has to flash away from a Zenith Blade in bot lane. Just about got caught out, had tumbled towards it, and so didn't have that up. Had to flash away because otherwise she would have been locked down for a long time.
Indeed, but Twitch kind of gaining the upper hand here. That PF sword working out very well for him. Of course, Twitch one of those AD carries that scale very well off of raw damage, whereas Vayne really wants to attack speed. Sejuani's up at top.
Sejuani's coming into the top lane, and Putin's popped the Dominus. There's the Dragon's Descent. Slice and Dice going in onto him. There's the Cold and Meek as well. It's not going to be enough damage. EJ Panda walks away from that one, but a little bit of damage taken down onto him. Scared him away, used that Dragon's Descent as well. So, going to help out a Putin have a little bit more in that lane.
And you know, that's where the ganks at mid lane sometimes come back to bite you. The Glacial Prison was not up because it was missed on Ahri under the tower in the mid lane. And that, in the end, cost them in the top lane because they didn't have enough CC to keep EJ Panda locked down for long enough. Now, both of these top laners, looking to be the beefy front line, as I mentioned earlier, looking to pick up that Sunfire Cape as early as possible, as Orianna just keeps annoying Ahri with those balls, keeping her from going back, as we do have another pause coming in here. We'll quick real check. It looks like it's just a little bit of endgame lag. Hope we'll have this resolved quickly as possible. As if we look again, Lee Sin is going for full damage. He's picked up the pickaxe and a longsword, possibly going for a last whisper very early on here, combined with that Medred's Razor to just have a little faster jungle clear and more damage on objectives. But he's not trying to be tanky at all. He's just relying on the CC out of his team to be enough, and then Thresh and Shyvana to be the tanks for the entire team. We'll see how well that works out, but so far he's 2-0-5. So far it's worked out excellently for him. It is 7-2 in kills in favor of Bananas in Tuxedos, and they generally have had the early game map pressure. Lee Sin is already back down in that bot lane now and looking to make something happen, and the question is, can he do it? Sejuani's still very far away from that. If she can't get there in time, that could be terrible for Team Trust.
There is a really nice ward placed in by them though, because they realised that they were getting ganked consistently from the same spot, so they placed a ward just over that wall, giving them a little bit of vision on Lee Sin as he tries to get in via that lantern to Death Sentence path. So helps them out a little bit. They have spotted him, a couple of pings has gone down, so they know he is in the area and are going to be a bit more defensive. It looks like they've backed off a little bit in this bottom lane. We do see Sejuani building towards that Sunfire Cape, as is Renekton. Those two tanky front lines. Double Doran's coming out from, Shyvana, not Sejuani. Double Doran's coming out from Shyvana as well. That's going to help her out in lane, just getting a bit of extra damage. She actually has 3 Doran's items, and Doran has done very well for himself in this game. A lot of his items being picked up. 5 on either team, I think, actually. Is it 5 on either team? 3... 4, 5, 6 on the Bananas and Tuxedos team and 5 on the Trust team. So obviously they are giving a lot of money to Doran, that good old shop maker. We see the game is just about to start again, so I wonder if the Fabi guy is going to be able to pull off this Lee Sin gank in the bottom lane.
Does not look like it. Twitch and Leona were ready this time around. As you mentioned, that ward very nicely placed there. They had the early vision onto Lee Sin, but Lee Sin has not given up. He's trying to get into that burst, but there's a pink ward as well. This just gives Sejuani time to catch up.
Oh, Wolfisher U's going to go down in mid lane. Nice command attack, picking up that kill. Got taken really low. Didn't even use a shockwave flash in there by Sitchi, picking up the kill on Wolfisher U. Probably stayed around for just a little bit too long. Still had Spirit Rush up though, so if she reacted quickly enough, would have been able to get away.
He even used the Spirit Rush. He was trying to get away, it was just not quickly enough. And that was terrible. Wolfish EU stuck around for way too long. He kept getting poked down. He kept trying to bait Orianna into it. He just sat in the middle of the lane, and waited for Orianna to come close. Threw out the Charm and Orbit Deception then, but the ball of Orianna, the command attack having a larger range than the Charm, enabled Orianna to just poke Ahri time and time again. I think this happened 3 or 4 times until finally Orianna said, okay, you're low now, I'll flash and kill you. And Ahri had nothing to be done against that. The Spirit Rush too slow in order to get her out of that ball. And this extra map pressure just allows Trust to stall out this game a bit and basically negate the terrifying early advantage that Bananas and Tuxedos got with that level 1 trade. They had a 2-for-0 trade at level 1, and yet they've not been able to make much more happen other than a, well, I mean 3,500 gold, which is a bit, but the later the game gets, the less that is going to matter. And of course, 3 of those kills are on Vayne, which is bad.
Oh, Deathfire Glass coming out onto Sitchi. He walks back through that Orb of Deception. Foxfire, Shockwave. Sitchi has popped his barrier. Is he going to be able to survive? Thresh is fighting off with Sejuani on the side of this. He does manage to survive. Nicely done there. They're going to come around towards this dragon. It is spawning in about 3 seconds. Pushing Orianna out of lane is really going to help them with this. Means that they can't challenge for this one as much as they would like. Sejuani is still there though. She might be able to get in. She's got Smite. She's got Flash. She can jump across that wall as well. Here she goes for it. Solar Flare comes in, doesn't manage to pick it up. She's gonna have to flash out. Oh, Death Center's landing. Final hour Guitar Scare goes down. Wasn't able to flash out. Sort of backed away a little bit. Went back in towards the Bananas in Tuxedo's team and wasn't able to get away from that one as well as she would have liked. Do you see Lee Sin coming down towards this bottom lane as Trixio and Axie push this one out. The Fabi guy is here. He's got Dragon's Rage. He's got Flash. He might go in for Cindy Zeal right now if he wants to. That wave has been cleared really quickly by them though with the Explosion, with those Venom casks as well, managing to get rid of it as quickly as she'd like. Cindy Zeal actually going invisible and going to go around here. Nice ward there by Smoke Bomb. Spawning out Fabi guy. He's going to have to back away.
Yeah, and really, I mean, Trust almost, they had the right idea. They wanted to steal the dragon. Okay, but then both of their big CC ultimates, both the Solar Flare and the Glacial Prison, were both too late. And that just, it was a shame. It was a little bit of mistiming. But with so much AoE CC, even on the enemy jungler, you could go in a lot earlier and try to make that steal a lot safer. Also, the longer Sejuani had to orientate herself inside that pit, the easier it would have been for her to flash out again. But as it stands, they went in there, lost Dragon, lost Sejuani on the back of that, and then quite a chunk of damage on the bot tower as Renekton's trying to get this top one.
Yeah, managed to pick it up. He's popped that Dominus as well, but he's going to have to slice and dice away from EJ Panda. That burnout is keeping him very close to him. Poulsen is going to be able to escape from this one. EJ Panda placing a ward in that bush, using the Flame Breath to clear out those minions as well. Managed to get that tower before EJ Panda got onto it, but got his tower, sorry, but I'm not sure if he's winning that lane out as strongly as he would have liked to. 18 CS behind, has got that kill. Looks like bot tower is actually going to go down while all of this is happening. Cindy Zeal is here, has popped that Venom Cask, is going to be able to clear it out just before it goes down. About 150 HP left on that tower, however, and that will be down the next time Vayne gets a couple of auto attacks onto her.
Yeah, and Vayne at this point has the Blade of Moon King and the Zeal, 2 items that make her really, really powerful. I do expect her to build that Zeal into either the Static Shiv or the Phantom Dancers rather soon, because as soon as she has more attack speed, everything just comes together and synergizes with her Silver Bolt's passive skill, and that will be just a huge amount of damage even onto the high HP targets like Renekton, Sejuani, and Leona. And Twitch, meanwhile, going for the Infinity Edge, wants to be doing as much damage as possible with his critical strikes, which he will get because Spray and Pray is actually able to crit on each target it hits. Crit chance on Twitch, very, very nice for him, and this could be very strong as the top tower now going down at the same time as the mid tower. That's going to make it 2-1 in towers, 8-3 in kills, and a 5,600 gold advantage in favor of Bananas and Tuxedos. So we mentioned it was 3,500, it wasn't that much yet, but then with 2 towers, 3 towers actually, soon to be, as the bot tower is, as you mentioned, at only 150 health. And then the dragon going down as well. They've been able to snowball this gold lead ahead, which is what they want to do. Now it's all gonna be up to, can they extend this gold lead even further as Ahri and Lee Sin are in the enemy jungle trying to steal away that red buff.
Renekton's coming across as well. Orb of Reception has come out, and it looks like they're able to get this one for free. Lee Sin with that Tiamat able to clear away buffs really quickly. Does manage to pick it up. There are 5 members here of the Trust team though, and they're all gathered in this bottom side of the map. So I'm expecting to see a team fight soon. Otherwise, Renekton's going to have to traverse all the way back up to the top lane, which it looks like that's what he's doing. Going all the way back up to the top lane without actually really getting anything out of that. City Zeal taking a lot of damage here in the bot lane, but he knows that if Smoke Bomb gets his CC chain down, HC isn't going to be able to do anything about it.
And that's really nice because EJ Panda pushed out the top lane to a point where Renekton was not able to stick around the bottom half of the map for much longer than he did. Because else that wave would have pushed into his tower, he would have lost a lot of CS. And now EJ Panda basically got a free back, whereas Apolzen on Renekton just, you know, moved around the map once, got nothing done. And Shyvana was able to go back, pick up Cutlass for herself, so that's very nice. As we actually see Spray and Pray popped in the bot lane, not really doing anything other than clear the wave, keeping that tower alive that little bit longer. They don't want to give up the global gold just yet, as it snowballs the enemy team even further behind.
Smoke Bomb's Zenith Blading, final hours come out here from Xyz. The Solar Flare is going to miss by a mile. There's a barrier out from Zidizil, and he has popped that invisibility, so he's not going to be spotted. Guitar Scarce comes in. Nice Glacial Prism there. There's the Dark Lantern. Baby Guy's coming in from the side as well. Going to try and safeguard to that ward. Uses that Resonating Strike. Here comes Stitchy DK. He's going to knock out Ari from the side of this. So Paulson is around as well. He's jumping onto Wolfus EU as quickly as he can. The Lee Sin is going to have to back away. Actually going back in there with the Resonating Strike. That was unexpected. Cindy Seal is around. Oh, nice flash away from the Shockwave there by Aixie. And this is a 5-man stack in the bottom lane against 4, which means Shyvana, EJ Panda is able to push out that top lane quite a bit. I think she's going to be able to get that tower really quickly. This bottom lane tower is going to go down. Renekton has popped the Dominus, trying to get in on this. Smoke Bomb gets taken out. Melted there by Wolfish U. Dragon's Rage kick of a pulse, and Ignite's gone down on him. He uses the Slice and Dice to try and get away. Trixio has got Death Sentence. It misses by a millimeter. AC coming back into the fight. Stitchy DK is low on mana, however. Nice Condemn, getting him away from them. He still has that command attack, trying to pick up the Lantern. Pretty sure you can't do that one, Stitchy DK. Pretty sure that's only for teammates.
That was incredible. I mean, really, the team fight in the first place. Twitch had already burned his Spray and Pray, then decided to go back in with Leona, which was very, very dangerous, luckily escaping by help of his stealth by just a hair's width. He barely made it out, combined with that stealth and the barrier. And then all the other members were collapsing. Lee Sin was there, wanted to go under the tower, but Sejuani had been there as well, stunned up Vayne and Thresh outside of tower range. Sadly not in the tower range, that could have been a kill, but now Dragon is back up, and both of these teams are looking to make a move towards that and hopefully pick that up for themselves, and I would actually give the edge over to Bananas in Tuxedos. No, actually not anymore, as Shyvana's still moving top, as Renekton's already moving over, and that could be another 5v4 here.
Yeah, Charm has landed on Smoke Bomb though. Here comes the Death Sentence, catching out Guitar Scare. They have managed to solidify the Dragon while all of this is going on. Spray and Pray is being popped as well. Not really getting anything out of this. Renekton is in mid lane though, and they're going to try and push down for that turret. Wolfishy, you might get caught out. Oh, he Spirit Rushes away from the Glacial Prison. A bit telegraphed there from Guitar Scare. Pretty sure that Wolfishy, you knew that one was coming from a mile away. Managed to dodge it out. Nice Spirit Rush back in there, trying to get some damage down onto those minions, making sure that they clear this wave as quickly as possible, because it means that EJ Panda is able to split push for a very, very long time. He is back on that tower, and he's going to be able to get a lot of damage down, so even might take it down. He does. Picked up that Bilgewater Cutlass with the extra attack speed. He's going to be able to take it down. Smoke Bomb's got ignited mid lane. Nice shockwave hitting 3 people. Axie's going really low. He gets taken down. Wolfishy U is still alive. Charms a minion up though. He might get taken down by Stitchy DK as well. Resonating Strike coming in. He gets killed. Babby Guy picks up the kill there onto him, but Cindy Zeal picking up a double kill. Shyvana, however, is still alive, and she's going to come around towards Cindy Zeal. I'm not sure you can fight this one. He has gone invisible with the ambush. Ignited Flame Breath, that's not going to be enough damage, and he jukes backwards so that EJ Panda cannot spot him. He's going to be able to get away from that one pretty safe and sound.
In the end, one of the reasons why Trust has always been able, has not been able to pick up that many kills in this game is that Bananas and Tuxedos have been so spot on in ult denials. There have always been flashes out of the shockwaves. I do believe the only ones we've seen hit were in the mid lane. Every time Orianna tries to land one somewhere else, it's being flashed out. Vayne just there, doing that beautifully. Then the Spray and Pray popped way too early around that dragon, didn't really do anything except get a couple of hits off onto Thresh. Then the Glacial Prison in the mid lane completely missed Ahri because she managed to get out there with her Spirit Rush, and then just now the Solar Flare was barely enough to incite that fight. It almost missed everyone as well, and if it had, that could have been disastrous for Trust. But as it stands, they were able to pick up a 3-for-3 trade, which I think they're pretty happy with. They almost got a 4-for-3. Sadly, Shyvana was able to move over there and flash after Sejuani to pick up that kill. But very nicely done by them. So, gets them a little bit of a gold gain to get them back into this game, because right now they're just falling farther and farther behind. They're losing objectives. There's now a Randuin's Omen done on Shyvana. She's super beefy. There's a Deathfire Grasp done on Ahri. She's getting better and better assassinating people. There's a Trinity Force done on Vayne, and the Aegis of the Legion almost already finished on Thresh. So this Bananas and Tuxedos team is getting really, really scary, and there have to be some things that are done by Trust in order to negate this advantage that has been picked up here.
Yeah, they keep going for this 5-man stack down mid lane. They've got a little bit of damage on this turret. About half of its health has gone down, but with Shyvana being able to get back to the fight so quickly with her burnout, Vayne has actually gone into top lane to farm that one out at the moment. They obviously think that they can withstand this siege pressure coming out from Trust. Bananas and Tuxedos have done so well, as you say, dodging those ults and making their kills count as well. You see in a lot of the fights, Smoke Bomb will be isolated really quickly. They get the kill on him, and then they'll pick off Situ DK, they'll pick off Cindy Zeal, and then Poulsen will be left alive, and Guitar Scale will be left alive as well.
But right now, all of these ultimates are up, and this is the first time that Trust has really had the chance to possibly get a 5-on-5 full-on teamfight executing their entire composition. And if they do, this could be their big team fight in order to get them into this game. Now the question is, can Bananas and Tuxedo still avoid those ultimates, or will they finally get caught out?
They're trying to go in for it at the moment, but look at the amount of damage they've taken. The Spirit Rush has come out from Wolfish EU. He obviously wants to go in. He's popped that Foxfire as well, only getting one of the stacks off. Cindy Zeal is running away for his life. Flash Death Sentence, flashes away. Glacial Prism hits 3 people. Oh, that's beautiful. Solar Flare Shockwave, eliminating Tuxedo straight away. EJ Panda knocking them all back into the fight, though. Cindy Zeal is still alive. Everyone is on such a life. Poulsen is in the middle of them all with that dominance. Cindy Zeal might get caught out a little bit. EJ Panda goes down, but Axie is still alive as well. The ambush has been popped. Axie might get taken down. Cindy Zeal going back in for this one. Baby Guy is on the side. Look at the health still on Cindy DK. Baby Guy is trying to get onto Cindy Zeal. Cindy Zeal survives. Red buff, red buff. Doom him. Baby Guy gets the kill. Double kill there for Stitchy. Dissonance is coming out from him. He might be able to chase this one down. Flash is not up for a very long time. He can pop another Dissonance, but Axie still has Tumble up, so he should be able to avoid this one. There we are. Tumbles might go for the kill here. No, the command attack Dissonance is enough damage, and that was 4 kills, I want to say there, picked up by Stitchy DK. Beautifully done by him. Turns into a 5-4-4 exchange.
Unbelievable. I mean, Orianna playing that really, really well. And as we said, that was the first time that Trust sort of got their composition up. Orianna was originally a little too far behind because she had to flash away from that Thresh Death Sentence. But the rest of their skills were pretty nicely comboed up. The Glacial Prison with a Spray and Pray was finally there for a change. Then the Solar Flare hit a couple less members because the Shockwave hadn't been there in between, but it was still okay. And then the Shockwave still cut out 2 or 3 more members of Bananas and Tuxedos, and it's really what got them a lot of kills here. Orianna now 7-3-3 is going to go back, pick up a nice item for herself. She just got so much gold, and Twitch has that Phantom Dancer done now as well. He's going to get scary and scarier. Phantom Dancer gives you so much extra crit chance and attack speed that combined with the Infinity Edge, he's going to be a really scary monster. Nekton almost has his Spirit Visage done. If he does get that finished, he's going to be a lot scarier as well. Although, to be honest, I think a Randuin's Omen would help Trust a lot against this Vayne and the Lee Sin and the Shyvana. All 3 of those are melee, and Lee Sin is going pretty far into damage up until now, where he finally gets.
Oh, sorry, Deathless is landing in top lane onto Guitarska. He's going to get flayed back as well. Poulsen is around. There's the Dark Lantern. It's going to be able to pull them in. Charm missing. Nice Glacial Prism hitting up 3 people. Vayne's coming in the side. He's popped that final hour. Orianna is around, but Guitarska is able to get away. Dominus has been popped as well. Here's Orianna. He's going to get a couple of auto attacks on. Nice Shockwave hitting 2 people. Axie almost going down straight away. Death Sentence actually landing on Stitchy DK. There's the Charm as well with the Deathfire Glass. He uses his Zonyas to try and survive. Twitch is still in bot lane. Leona is miles away. Stitchy DK manages to get the kill before going down. Beautifully done. Charm landing there on a Poulsen. Poulsen's going to go down. He got played back into the team. Cindy Zeal in the bottom lane, fighting against EJ Panda this entire time, not put any damage down really onto him, and EJ Panda is just acting as a distraction at the moment, keeping this Cindy Zeal away from the main fights that this Bananas in Tuxedos team really wants to win out.
And what was really important there was that EJ Panda not only kept Cindy Zeal back, but Leona was also down in the bot lane. And that is so much CC for Trust that is not there. They couldn't combo up as well as they maybe thought they would be. And now Dragon is back up, and Bananas and Tuxedos have full map pressure. They just stole away the blue buff. Shyvana's moving over to Dragon, and they just have everything they want. They pushed the top lane super far out. They have the mid lane now pushing into their favor again. The bot lane tower for them, the outer tower, still stands. And there's just so much awareness, so much pressure all over the place for Bananas and Tuxedos that they can currently just do what they want. And there's not that much that Trust can do to negate this. Trust wants to fight 5 on 5. But if they don't get to fight 5 on 5 because someone's always split off, somewhere either taking care of Shyvana or just not in the fight yet, they can't get it out. And then they can't get it done, they will fall behind. They still don't have a Randuin's Omen on their team, and there is now a Lee Sin and a Shyvana. Both of them pretty damage heavy. Lee Sin with that Ravenous Hydra doing actually surprisingly much damage, much more than you'd expect him to. And then the Randuin's Omen to make him tanky. And both of these Randuin's Omens doing so much as well to keep Twitch at bay. Twitch relying on attack speed, Randuin's Omen slows attack speed. What more do you want? It's beautiful. Vayne now has her Last Whisper as well, so that's going to chunk through huge amounts of armor.
Oh, he's going to get caught out in the mid lane. Smoke bombing and Tasker coming across. Zenith Blade missing by a mile. And the Glacial Prism just catching the slow on the end of that. Nice Lantern to get him away. AJ Panda picking up a kill in the bottom lane while all of that was going on. Nicely done by Shyvana. I did think that Twitch was staying around a little bit too long. Shyvana is big at the moment. Already level 18, so Twitch is level 16. You're going to be able to kill someone if you get that amount of advantage on them. And it looks like a Baron might be started here for the Bananas and Tuxedos team.
And it's perfect because Shyvana is doing the ultimate distraction. She's all alone down bot. And there are 4 members chasing her and she's still alive. And they have no idea that this Baron went on. She's still alive in the enemy base. She's just running around there on a ringle Rosie.
They do know that the Baron has gone down now because they can see the Baron buff on EJ Panda, but the rest of the 4-man team are going to be able to push down mid lane. I wonder who they're actually going to give this kill to, because you could actually give it across someone. Oh wow, they've left him alone. Is EJ Panda going to be able to escape this one? It is the chase of a sentry. Guitar Scale is trying to get in. A turret has been destroyed while all this is going on. They gave up a Baron and a mid lane outer turret there for that. Pulsar going in. Solo Flare, Lango, Baby Guy and Wolfish EU. Is the rest of the team able to capitalize on this one? Smoke Bomb has gone into the back line. Pulsar is still alive. Cindy Zeal is still alive. Baby Guy has had to back off towards the side. The charm missing there. They're not going to be able to capitalize properly on this one. Oh, Pulsar flashes in. Shockwave hitting Wolfish EU. He hasn't got Spirit Rush up anymore. Wolfish EU goes down and Pulsar might go down to the red buff. No, not quite enough damage. Pulsar managing to pick up that kill. Cindy Zeal is going in as well. Chucking out that Venom casting. Actually hitting AC. Going to slow him down a little bit. They really need to capitalize on this. They need to get a tower. They need to get something. There's still 22 seconds on EJ Panda and 40 seconds on Wolfish EU. If they can get a couple of towers out of this, it will be an okay trade. Yes, they lost Baron. Yes, they lost the tower. But it will be okay. Not great. Oh, Death Sentence's landing on Situ. They're going to go in on this. Nice Zenith Blade in. So much damage coming out onto Smoke Bomb. He gets taken down. Cindy Zeal is still alive. Guitar Scale gets taken down. That's a 2-for-1 trade under tower. That is not what you want. Not a good trade there for Trust. But Bananas in Tuxedos really utilizing their advantage as well.
Precisely. I mean, Bananas and Tuxedos had the advantage there. Then Shyvana got taken out. Twitch came in with the Home Guard boots, which I guess they didn't quite expect. So they got counter-engaged on. A couple of their members went down, but they were able to just retreat to their TQ mid-tower and hold it there. There was nothing more that Trust could do, and all of a sudden, they get caught out by Death Sentence onto Orianna. And from there, no. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, onto Orianna. Did they completely, no. I completely messed that up. Sorry about this. Anyway, just a beautiful Death Sentence, starting all that off, and then under the tower, they couldn't quite stand it. Trust messing up a bit there. Then losing 2 of their members, completely negating the advantage they had just fought so hard for. So that really puts back the baton back in Bananas and Tuxedos' hands, and they now have an even more dangerous Ahri. She's picked up the Abyssal Scepter with another needlessly large rod on the back of that. Probably going to go for the Death Cap at the end of this, and that's going to make her huge. She already has 400 AP. With that, it's going to skyrocket to over 600. Orianna actually at 500 AP. A little bit ahead, but of course that's not counting the active of the Deathfire Grasp, which will do so much for an Ahri, comboed with her charm as well. So that's really going to be crucial. Now there is a little bit of ward clearing going on, and Trust almost all stacked in the bottom lane. The question is now, what do Bananas and Tuxedos do with the rest of this Baron buff that they do still have on Vayne? Sadly, not on Ahri, only on Vayne and Lee Sin, and Vayne and Lee Sin. So not too many members, but it's still a little bit of extra regen, and it does look like they want that last outer tower that's standing for Trust. They want to go down to that bot lane, take that out. Is now the Locket of the Iron Solari is done on Thresh. A lot of extra resistances for his team, but Leona has one as well. As here may be the fight with these teams walking around one another. Vayne was actually split off there, so that would have been a beautiful time for Trust to engage. That could have worked out really, really well for them, but they didn't do it, and now everyone's in the lane. Guess they want to fight under their tower, just for that extra added damage from the turret. Of course, very, very nice to have, especially since it's getting stronger with every hit that it does. This Orianna is huge. She's really been the one making this game. She's 10-4-4, and she is the main source of damage, aside from Twitch, who has a nice amount of damage. But really, the core player here has been Orianna ever since that engagement earlier where she picked up 3 or 4 kills for herself. She now has 3 of her main items done. She has the Death Cap, the Zhonya's Hourglass, and the Athene's Unholy Grail. So both of these teams just keep, you know, walking back and forth, looking for that engagement, throwing out their skill shots.
Oh no!
Time to engage.
No!
That was a missed shockwave. That was terrible. How'd that happen?
I don't know. I don't know if the other team saw it as well, because it was in the bush, so I'm not sure if they got vision of that. I think it was just a misclick, accidentally clicking R, but this is going to make the Trust team so much more defensive right now. And if they did see it, if Bananas and Tuxedos did see this, Wolfish, you getting taken quite low, Charm actually going in there onto Stitcher DK, but if they saw it, they are going to engage so hard on this. Vayne actually going away to steal away this red buff, and he might get caught out if he stays around for too long. That Triforce going to give him a little bit of extra movement speed. An interesting buy on Vayne. I'm not sure what you think about that, Grey Goose. It used to be a bit stronger than it is now because they have been nursed to the amount of movement speed it gives you as a ranged champion, but it does give you a bit of movement speed. After a tumble, you do get that Spellblade passive as well, so interesting build. What do you think about that, actually? Like, we might as well talk about it because there's just a bit of poking going on.
It's nice in a couple of ways. Generally, on an AD carry, you will also want a defensive item, and she already has a Quicksilver Sash as well, which is going to be crucial to get her out of all the CC that is on Team Trust. So I really like that pickup. But the extra added health from Trinity Force is nice. The extra movement speed is beautiful to chase down targets for that third proc of the Silver Bolts. And as you mentioned, the Spell Thief, the Spellblade passive is procced by a...
Oh, Descent is landing on Stitcher DK. He does have Shockwave that flashes away. The box is coming Solar Flame right on the back of that team. Guitar's getting taken really low. Cindy Zeal and Stitcher DK are still alive. XC picking up a kill in the backline. The Pulse Advice to flash away. The Death Sentence is missing as well. They're going to have to disengage this because everyone is so low. Stitcher DK getting ignited. The Command Protect double kill there for XC. Nice command and resonating strike there from Fabi Guy picking up the kill. EJ Panda is going to tank this up for hours. Cindy Zeal getting taken down. It is a 4-4-0 exchange right now. They're going to get the tower. They're going to be able to push either mid lane or this bottom lane. And this might be at least an inhibitor right here. Might even be the game.
Yeah, that was not a good fight for Team Trust at all. Orianna actually had her shockwave back. They had stalled for so long that she had it back. And then she got hit by a death sent. And in the end, she managed to flash out for the beginning with her barrier as well. Managed to survive for quite a while, but did go down without even using the shockwave in the end. That was terrible. That was a free engagement for Bananas and Tuxedos. They executed it beautifully, and Vayne really just taking on Renekton by herself. Beautifully done there then in the jungle, and while the rest of the team chased away the remnants, the broken up little bits and pieces of Trust back into their base. That was a double inhibitor push for Bananas and Tuxedos, and with this extra pressure, Baron is up in 5 seconds. They have complete control of the map. 1 inhibitor, okay, you can defend that. 2 inhibitors gets really, really hard because of course the minions in the top lane also get a huge boost to not only health, but also damage. The raged minions get 20 extra damage on their attacks now that the inhibitors are down. That is a huge amount, and that's going to put so much passive pressure on Trust that they will barely be able to leave their base, but they have to because Baron is going to be on the table. it is going to be a topic. However, there is now a 17,000 goal lead in favor of Bananas and Tuxedos. They are 8-2 in turrets, 25 to 15 in kills. The advantage is overwhelming. What do you do against a team that is so far ahead? There's not much you can do. Ari picked up the Deathfire cap, Rabadon's Death cap.
So EJ Panda and the baby guy going in on Smoke Bomb. The Solar Flares come up onto them. Guitar Scare coming in from the side, but the Death Sentence is going to be up from Tuxedo any second now. Glacial Prism, he's going to have to flash across the wall, and look at that. Guitar Scare and Smoke Bomb just getting caught out once again, using those ultimates to keep themselves safe rather than engage, and that's really not what you want. This is going to be a free Baron coming up here for Bananas and Tuxedos. Nicely done by them to catch people out.
There were 2 ultimates used defensively, plus Twitch was off in the bot lane, farming, clearing out the minion wave. That is terrible. When your AD is down in the bot lane at such a crucial time when you know Baron is potentially on the table, it's not what you can do. But then again, there were super minions down there. What are you supposed to do? And that is why it was so important that Bananas and Tuxedos actually got those inhibitors, because it put on all that pressure. Twitch had to go down to the bot lane to clear that, and it cost them another free Baron. Leone sadly getting caught out there. It is the danger of being a support towards the mid to late game. You want to clear the wards out, but if you do, you always risk getting caught. And now, 5 members here with the Baron buff. Bananas and Tuxedos are able to just siege this top tower with a huge stack of minions in the bot lane and a big stack of minions in the mid lane as well. They can just siege us however long they want, and they have Charm and they have Death.
Oh, Shockwave only hitting EJ Panda there. Nice Dragon's Edge kick onto the baby guy. He's going to get locked down. Solar Flare going down on only him though, and he manages to escape with the Lantern. The box comes down. Oh, Poulsen actually picking up that kill in the end of the day. Cindy Zeal going a bit deep. Oh, the hook actually landing there onto a minion instead of onto him. Axie has popped that final hour. Is going to be regenerating his health so quickly from these lifesteal off his auto attacks. But a 1-for-1 trade, sorry, right there. They're going to be able to push on this tower anyway. They've got Baron, they've got that health regeneration, they've got extra AD. Guitar Scare's looking like he wants to go in, but you need to go in before that dies. Dragon's Descent coming onto Smoke Bomb. Guitar Scare coming in from the side as well. Stitchy DK is still on full health. Guitar Scare's going to go down though to Axie. Axie getting engaged upon, but he kills another one. Cindy still getting caught out. It's 1 man left alive here for the Trust team, and it looks like this is going to be the 3rd inhibitor of the game. They're going for the Nexus turrets. Are they going to be able to pick them up? Death Sentence lands on Stitchy DK. Axie gets killed. The Zonia's from Stitchy DK. Is he going to survive? No! EJ Panda managing to help Wolfishy you pick up that kill. The Nexus is getting pounded upon by super minions, and this might be the game right here, Sven. Oh, another wave of minions spawns. They're not going to take it down, but they do manage to do it. 30 kills to 17. Well played, Bananas in Tuxedos. You managed just to solidify that game so well. Triforce on Vayne. It's such an incredible game. I so enjoyed casting that. Commiserations to Trust. You played really well. Great to see you in the finals, and hope to see you again next time. Well played, Bananas and Tuxedos. Sven, that was an amazing game. My voice is gone now. Do you have any last words you want to say?
Just congratulations to the winning team. Bananas and Tuxedos have taken first place in the EGL Summoners Cup number 12, and Trust taking the 2nd place, taking 2,400 RP home for themselves. Bananas and Tuxedos, of course, congratulations on getting the Triumphant Rice skin on top of 3,200 RP each player. Does that sound nice? Join the next Summoners Cup. In 2 weeks, we have the next one for any rank, and next week we have one for only unranked to gold. So if you want to join, if you want to play a fun little tournament like this one, please sign up on the webpage. You will find the links on the overlay. Thank you very much for watching, and it was a lot of fun doing this for you. Really enjoy this.
Incredibly fun. We are going to be back in just a couple of minutes with an interview from the captains of Bananas and Tuxedos, talking about how they managed to win that game against Trust, and also about how they've enjoyed the tournament. See you guys in just a couple of minutes. I'm going to put some music on really quickly, and we'll be right back.